Hello guys, it's Jade back with another video, and today I have decided that my cryptid stories that aren't Minecraft related, I'm just going to do as like a vlog. When my channel first started, I never showed my face, like I didn't do any face reveals until 100 subscribers, so I just did all of my cryptid stories on Minecraft, but everything that's not Minecraft related is just gonna be here in my dorm room. So yeah, I'm gonna start a new series. This will be a pretty long series, but I think it's gonna be fun. So this new series is a cryptid series. Hence the story about the cryptids. Um, and it's going to be the most popular or most famous cryptid from all of the 50 states. So I'm pretty excited. This will be fun. And today we are starting with Alabama, the very top of the list. I'm going to go in alphabetical order, so you're always going to know what comes next if you have been watching the series. But Alabama's most famous cryptid is called the White Thang. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, a little bit of an explanation for the name White Thang. If you've ever been anywhere in the South, they have an accent. They have a Southern accent, and instead of saying thing, a lot of them say thang. So that's where the White Thang name comes from. Um, a little bit of an introduction. So the White Thang is normally sighted deep in the woods, the forest in Alabama. And the sightings have appeared to create the shape of a triangle between Morgan, Etowah, and Jefferson counties. The most popular sightings have occurred in Walnut Grove, Moody's Chapel, Happy Hollow, and Wheeler Wildlife Range. There's lots of other sightings, but those just are the most popular and most common ones that people seem to know of. The appearance of White Thang, there's a lot of different, like, people have claimed to see different things. So some people say that he's like a really tall, hairy beast that's like between 7 and 8 feet, and he can stand on 2 or 4 legs, and he has glowing red eyes. Some people say he looks like a white lion. Some people say that he looks like a kangaroo with a cat's head. People say he can also shapeshift, so that could be the explanation for the different appearances. He's extremely fast and agile, and he normally runs on 4 legs, which makes it even more terrifying. And when he screams, he sounds like a woman in distress. And whenever he's around, he emits a foul odor of, like, dead animals or dead fish or something. It doesn't smell good. The article I read said that it's going to make you gag. It's not a good smell. So, the origin, there's a lot of different ideas. People can't really agree where he came from. Some people say he was a genetic mutation. Some people say he's an escaped exotic animal. Some people say he's a supernatural being or an alien from another world or another planet. And some people say he's like a guardian spirit or like the protector of nature. There's not really one common idea of where he came from. It's just lots of different ideas. So now I just want to read some sightings that people have put onto the internet. Some of these are really interesting, so we will just get right into it. So probably 20 years ago, while we were visiting my sister-in-law at the Guntersville State Park campground, we left after dark and our kids were in the back seat asleep. The roads out of the campground were dark, twisty, and heavily wooded. We pulled up to a T intersection, and across the way in the ditch beside the road at the tree line, there was a huge albino Bengal tiger eating a dead deer. At least, that's what I thought I saw, and it made my blood run cold. I couldn't even speak. I saw it as we were making the turn, and the headlights swept over it. My rational mind kicked in, and I thought it was probably a dog, or maybe even some white trash bags. But I saw its eyes and bloody mouth, and then I looked over at my wife, and she was pale, clutching the seat rests. I finally said, "Did you see that?" She said shakily, "Yeah, I saw something." Without prompting her as to what I thought I saw, I said, "What did it look like to you?" She said, "It looked like a big white tiger eating a deer." To this day, I hate myself for not turning around, but honestly, I was too freaked out. That's my white Thang story, and I've heard people say it was a humanoid, a giant wolf, a bear, or a big white cat. Or sometimes just something large and white moving through the woods. I'm skeptical, but that's the only cryptid experience I've ever had. But it is weird that if it was a dog or some discarded trash, my wife and I misinterpret it exactly the same way. Somebody said I saw it in Fundle. Okay, I'm gonna say this wrong. Fultondale, when I was about 9 years old, and my family moved into a new house, and the neighborhood was still being developed, and I saw it one time on the tree line early in the morning. It was just standing there, but then I never saw it again. Here's one. This guy says, I know some people who saw it in the mid 90s and heard the story from them immediately after. We had a group of kids in my neighborhood who played Spotlight, which is hide and seek with flashlights, pretty much every night in the summer. One night, a group of 3 or 4 came into the base, freaking out. They said they were in the woods and they saw a huge hairy white thing. One of the older girls said, "Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice," and they said it hunched over and walked away. None of us saw it again. We always referred to it as the white thing, but I had no idea it was such a mythical thing that other people had seen until a few years ago. I always believed the ones who said they saw it. No one had ever mentioned hearing of it before, so I don't think they would make it up. I also think somebody would have said they saw it again to keep freaking us out if they were making it up. This person said that their grandpa told him of an experience that he had with the white thing. He said he was a teenager and there was a storm and that their cows got out and he had to go back outside to get them into the fence. After getting them back in the field and closing the fence that had a thicket of woods beside it, he noticed something white running behind the trees, making a lot of racket. He had heard of stories of the white thing, so he thought that's maybe what it could be. He said he saw it coming towards him, so he hid behind a tree, and it kept getting louder and louder. And he was like, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die fighting. So right when it got to his tree, he jumped out to tackle it, and it turned out to be an old newspaper blowing around in the woods. Okay, so that's more like a funny story than like a true one. My friend described it to a T, saying it was running down the road, but we didn't know what Alabama white thing was, or even that it existed. But me and my boyfriend just got back from a camping trip at the Cathedral Caverns, and there was 2 of them surrounding our campsite and inching closer to us. Okay, everybody, that is all I have for the Alabama white thing. If you have your own experiences, if you're from Alabama and you've heard of this, then let me know in the comments. I want to hear your experiences and your stories. So, yep, that'll be all for today. To give you a little bit of a glimpse into the next story, we will be doing an Alaska cryptid, and I'm probably going to say the name wrong because it's native, but it's called Tizheruk. Let me know in the comments if I said that wrong, but that will be all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.